These are the world's first modular punching bag gloves that I designed specifically for the Cobra bag. They've got a hard outer shell, so when you strike a Cobra bag, it rebounds so much more. They also have a weight inside, which you can remove, so you can use them weighted or weightless. And today, I'm taking them to a local boxing gym, a premier boxing gym in Australia called Sanctum Forge, which is operated by Paul Briggs, who's a highly respected boxing coach. I want to see what Paul has to say about my latest innovation. Well, thank you, Paul, for taking the time. I want to start off with a question for you. Training on the Cobra bag for quite some time, I've been punching a lot with the edge of my fist. I never really realised how important, whether it's important or not, just always been doing that way with the normal sort of gloves. And since I've started using the pounders, because if I try to punch with the side of the pounder, the ball just bounces in sideways. So I've had to really refocus, and it's sort of made me correct the angle of my fist, the angle of my strikes. And that's been the biggest surprise for me from these things, aside from the weight and everything. So tell me, how important is it in boxing to have the correct alignment and to be hitting with the right sort of knuckles?
Let's start from the beginning. The way the hand is actually sits is on an angle like so. It's not like that. A lot of people think it's like that, and this is why you'll see with a lot of guys who are silly enough to get into a street fight, they'll always break these last two knuckles. Yeah, they'll always break these last two metacarpals here. So because they always hit with those last two knuckles. The idea is to hit with the front two knuckles and to be able to position the punch on a bag, on a ball, on a pad, on a human head with those front two knuckles. That way you're going to get maximum power within the punch, and you're also going to save the health of your hands. And what you've got to understand, for a professional fighter, which I know a lot of people that are using the pounders aren't necessarily professionals, but for a professional fighter, your hands are your tools, so you really got to look after them. So from this perspective, even with my fighters and the way they're using the pounders, it is helping them also to be able to position their hand correctly to be able to land a punch.
The pounders that you've been using have been prototypes. I do have more adjustments to make, but I wanted to ask you, what do you think of the firmness of them, how firm they are in terms of when you were punching the Cobra bag? Obviously, they feel a lot firmer than normal gloves. How does that translate to training?
It creates, so most of boxing is all about an idea in your mind, especially when you're starting to deliver technique. If you can get the idea in your mind of how a punch should sound, how it should look, how it should feel, then the punch is going to be created in that way. If you can develop a real crack off the balls, then it's going to give you the feeling that there's the velocity being created by the power that you're putting into the punch is creating enough snap to be able to produce adequate speed, to be able to land a punch as well. Which is going to just give you a feeling of sharpness and tightness within the punch. So it's a good thing.
In making the design, I wanted to make sure that the shell is hard, the outer shell is hard. So when I strike a Cobra bag, I realise just how much more it bounces. It's like bouncing a ball off a carpet compared to bouncing a ball on a hard surface. The ball bounces a lot. So it's made me need to move a lot more to slip the bag and to also try and gauge the distance, because now it's coming back at me a lot harder, a lot further.
The velocity being created by the snap, by the hardness of the shell is really what's going to amplify your ability to be able to throw a snappy sort of punch.
What about the weights? I mean, does that come into it? Is it like resistance in terms of training?
It is. It's going to, when you're throwing punches over a prolonged period of time, in professional fighting we talk about the ounce of the glove, and you're trying to make the shape of the glove. Manufacturers are trying to make the shape of the glove as close to a human hand as they can possibly get it, so they can get the weight distributed through the glove that enables doesn't inhibit the production of the punch, if that makes sense. So you want to get a snap and a crack with the punch.
Yeah.
And I just feel that the soft inner of this is going to save the knuckles, and then the hard outer shell is going to be able to create that snap.
I sometimes used to use small hand weights for shadow boxing. I find with these, they don't have that knobby bit on the end, so I can pass the hands really close together when I'm practicing shadow boxing, but also just practicing on the bag. When I was using my 16-ounce gloves, they're quite bulky, so you know when I'm doing like uppercuts, I'm often just hitting one against the other. With these, it's just I'm able to get in closer, hold my hands closer together.
Yep. A big 16-ounce glove, for someone who's learning how to correct their punching, it can inhibit the production of the correct strike. So when we're working on the production of a really good solid strike, you really want to be able to do it with no glove, and then when you're getting onto the bag with a limited ounce of glove.
Yeah,
because if they're too bulky, it changes the production of the punch, the way that you throw the punch.
Now you've got a number of the Quillis 03 Cobra bags in here, so I'm thinking about bringing the matching number of gloves so you guys can throw them on, start training. They don't absorb sweat.
Wipe them down,
rinse them off, so you can keep a pair under each bag, and then people that come on can grab them, use them.
When they're finished, grab their towel, wipe it down, put it back for the next person.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Always.
Thank you.